Horror Fanatic here, and I'm going to talk about Heart-Shaped Box again by Joe Hill. At a 374 page count, Heart-Shaped Box packs a lot in. There's a lot of elements in this horror novel that I absolutely loved, and I'm going to do a quick run through as I have recorded this video once to have the batteries die and lose everything. So, quick rundown. Vengeful Ghost tries to kill Aging Rockstar. Aging Rockstar is Judas Coin, and who has a lottery list of things kind of stacked against him. He's cold-hearted against his girlfriends, who he only refers to by the states they're from, as they are a dime a dozen in his world. They were all goths, and they all follow this hurt, abused childhood feel without him even knowing it. And from a reader's perspective, you can pick up on that really quickly, even though it's not as ready for him. Mental disorders, depression, anxiety play into this book a bit. Mostly depression. God, does depression play into this book, and I love it for addressing it in a way that feels real to me. It doesn't paint over it heavily in the beginning, but by the middle of the book, it really fucking does. It also condemns depression and suicide at points, and it really upsets me that this book takes those standpoints, especially the last issue being with Judas's former bandmate, who kills himself by wrapping himself around a tree, riding the night road, and it doesn't give any reason why that character is riding the night road, which by the end of the book makes explicit that that's the road to hell, other than he commits suicide. So this book takes a hard stance against people who can no longer handle it. Judas Coin is hunted by a vengeful ghost named Caddick, who is after him for the death of his stepdaughter Anna, who Judas knows as Florida, his previous girlfriend before his current one, Georgia, aka Mary Beth. And at his death has his suit sent to him through way of manipulative purchase, because by purchasing Caddick's suit, Judas owns Caddick, and Caddick is able to unleash a bloody revenge in his own mind against Judas and those who would ally himself with him. There's a lot about this book I like, a whole lot, and I went into it in a lot of depth that's gone forever, and that upsets me. Highlights. Characters show a range of emotion. Judas Coin goes from being disassociated and ambivalent to others' emotions to being caring. He goes from being cold to being warm. He has a complete character transformation by the events of this book. You're able to see a complete character arc from one person to another. And even within that, you're able to look at his past. It goes into who he was, and his journey from who he was as a child to who he was, and then the events of this book from who he was to who he is at the end of this novel. And it's a wonderful journey to take. The same with Georgia. Georgia is able to unlock herself, well, Mary Beth is able to unlock herself in many ways that's wonderful. It also brings her to be more fleshed by relating to people that she actually is in the world. It makes her real by having her have friends and acquaintances. I notice a lot of books, you have a character, and the character knows the people in the book. They don't seem to have family, and she has family, which is Bammy, who has family, which was Ruth, her twin sister, who was murdered as a child and becomes a ghost, and people see it, and that adds so much depth. Music is in this book. So much music. It references Trent Reznor, which was Metallica. It references fucking other artists, and it references different genres. It references the fucking folk music. It references heavy metal. I'm a big fan of the blues, which this blog, if you watch it, obviously you should know by now. Otherwise, yes, I love the blues, but also I have a big part of my heart that's reserved for metal, and it references like Black Sabbath, and Ozzy Osbourne, and AC/DC, and he's an aging rock star, and he feels like it. He has 2 dogs who are familiars to him, who are able to help defend him against Caddoc, the evil vengeful ghost, Angus and Bon, and they are everything that I've ever had a dog be in my life. They are loving, they are caring, they are kind, and they are sweet to their owner. And they want to protect him with a ferocity that I cannot describe. Florida is Caddoc's daughter, and she dies after their breakup, and Caddoc blames her for this, which is why he becomes this vengeful ghost, to be sold to him, so that he owns him, so he may exact this revenge. His reasoning does seem flawed to me. I have a hard time wrapping around it once the twist is revealed and towards the end of the book. And it turns into being cartoonish, actually. Like, it becomes kind of far-fetched in a world that is a novel that is so set in reality for me. With its relation to depression, its tie-ins with music, with this Judas Cole and Georgia, and these relationships feeling very real to me, that Caddoc's ghost becomes cartoonish. I love the road trip aspect of this book, because this book switches from a farmhouse where he lives semi-retired. He makes music, which is very important for the character, but he doesn't record. He's no longer recording as an artist. To being on the road, in his wheels on cracked black tops, and its sunlight through the windshield, and I love everything about that. And after that point, which is like a third through the book, it feels like a road trip novel to me, because that's what it becomes to me. It's about them on the road. They buy snacks, they visit people in fucking restaurants, and it's not about as much the ghost at that point. He becomes the background terror. And it becomes about Judas and Georgia becoming people. And not just people to me as a reader, but people to themselves in a way, as I think as well. But overall, I absolutely loved this novel. Like, Joe Hill, who, side note, yes, I know Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, and I read a lot of Stephen King novels. Honestly, my favorite author of all time. Like, I'm not going to say he's the best author of all time. Stephen King is heavily flawed in places as an author, objectively. And that does not make me love him as an author any less. Joe Hill seems to have a lot of his father's strengths, and it also seems to share a couple of his weaknesses. But as he's distanced himself by giving him the name Joe Hill, I'm going to judge him on the merits of being Joe Hill and not being Stephen King's son. So what are the strengths of this novel? Strong characters, amazingly strong characters, beautifully vivid, like, imagery, wheels on blacktop being the big one, music being a second, the tie-ins of the ghost not being able to directly hurt, but through suggestion and manipulation, being the way to his power. The twists being the weak part. While on one hand, understanding depression on one, but condemning suicide on the other, feels like a weakness to me. Like, yes, it's the easy way out, I'm going to take this, but like, those who take that way out don't deserve our hate, which this book gives. Like, the only character, like, not the only character, is a bunch ride the night road, but one of Judas' 4 bandmates who commits suicide rides the night road, and it feels like he rides that road solely for suicide. Like, it mentions he's a bad husband, but nothing else. Like, yes, he's a bad husband, and he commits suicide, which alone condemns him to the night road, which is the road to hell. While his other bandmate, which represents the other side of the coin, which I do like, goes the other way. And both are roads. they both lead to the middle distance. And again, I love that term, the middle distance. I said this has some music in this because there's so much music and nothing grounds me in reality like music. Like, no, this book is just really fucking great. Like, Joe Hill does an amazing job. For a debut novel, I couldn't expect or want more from an author, and I was hesitant going in just because I watched Horns and I didn't like the movie the most. It was okay, but it wasn't as engaging or as fulfilled as I want. But now knowing that it was based on a novel by this man, I'm gonna read this novel. Like, so many books I have read that have been turned into novels missed the mark, that I just want to see what spawned it. Like, the movie was okay, but novels allow for a nuance and an exchange of character with the participant, the consumer of that media, in a way that movies do not. With movies, you are inactive. You are merely viewing and absorbing it. But with novels, you can pick them apart in a way that you can't with cinema. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I like the relationships that are complex. Judas, for instance, cares for his dying father even though he hates him. And I can understand that. Anna suffers from depression, and doesn't seem like it's just the cause of her childhood. Like, it is something that would have been there regardless. That just the events of her childhood exacerbated the issue, and I liked that as well. The ending felt rushed, and the climactic conclusion felt lackluster. That it could have had better... Actually, this book had great closure. It's just... it doesn't have it with Caddick. And it gives it to you in a way that puts it to rest, but it's not fulfilling. Would I recommend this novel? Absolutely. It is amazing. I loved it. I read it over the course of like 4 days. Mostly because I was rushed to finish this as I was finishing up other novels. But I feel I would have read it just as fast without the time constraints placed upon me. Joe Hill's a Big Great World, created by imagery and music and reference, and I'm able to relate to the characters in a way that I don't relate to a lot of characters. To create a world that felt real. By creating this real world, I was able to care for these characters in a way I'm not able to care for a lot of characters. And for that, this book deserves to be read. So if you haven't read A Heart-Shaped Box, I heavily recommend it. So that was my abbreviated thoughts on A Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. Next month, I'll be reviewing The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, as I'm a huge fan of the Hellraiser series, and I would love to see what birthed it. So until then, keep reading.